Lopez, so unusual to see him coming in first. Tonight, his first fight in about 11 months. His second longest layoff, recovering from cuts sustained in the second Rosendo Alvarez fight. So he should be well rested as he makes his entrance. Went 14 years, 9 months undefeated while an active champion, considered the best ever at 105. In his 21 WBC title defenses, only 4 opponents reaching the final bell. 10 knocked out before the 6th. Bertie, you know, you can make a pretty good argument under the current circumstances that we're looking at the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today.
Oh, he is in my book, no question about it. And I don't think he's anywhere near beginning to wear out. He just seems to get better and stronger and stronger. He's a very dedicated fighter, a very modest man, a very dedicated to the sport and dedicated to good living. So I think, you know, Grigsby has a big task ahead of him. He's really cocky, this kid, really cocky.
And a major discrepancy in the number of fights. Lopez 48, Grigsby just 16. Although Grigsby does fight like a seasoned veteran, the experience factor could be very huge in favor of this young man, Ricardo Lopez. Here is Grigsby, the champion but a virtual unknown, won the world title in only his 15th pro fight. Impressive performance over a much more experienced Ratana Polvorapin, a southpaw from Thailand, who ruled at 105 for 6 years. Grigsby, like Lopez, a little giant, really cut and carved, very confident, doesn't show any fear in the presence of Lopez. Smart fighter, craftsman from Minnesota, not exactly known as a hotbed of boxing. Nonetheless, Grigsby, a fluent boxer in excellent shape. Bobby, Grigsby, as we've seen in the past, he can outthink you, outmove you, outspeed you, but can he sustain the punching power of a Ricardo Lopez?
You know, Grigsby maintains that he's a true 108, 112 pounder, and that Lopez moving up won't bring that much power as is his norm. But the fact of the matter is, he's only moved up to 108, 3 pounds. I believe he's going to bring the power. Also, let's not forget, Lopez is an excellent boxer with tremendous defensive discipline and a well-conditioned athlete. I think all the way around, he brings bigger guns to the table than does Grigsby, but Grigsby has a very unique style that could cause fits for Lopez tonight.
All right, Bobby, let's size him up as we check out the tail of the tape. At 32, Lopez 3 years older than Grigsby, 2-inch height advantage for the champion. The weight almost even, and a 2-inch reach advantage for Grigsby. Key unified rules for this world championship fight. There is no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Accidental headbutt occurs before the end of the 4th. It's a no contest. If it happens after the end of the 4th, they go to the scorecard. So here's the Las Vegas Hilton Pavilion, getting ready for the main event. Will Grigsby versus Ricardo Lopez for the IBF Junior Flyweight Championship. Let's get the official introductions from our ring announcer, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Las Vegas Hilton in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you courtesy of Don King Productions and Showtime Championship Boxing in association with the Las Vegas Hilton and Corona La Cerveza Más Fina. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the International Boxing Federation, the President Robert Lee Sr., Supervisor in Attendance Robert Lee Jr., along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The Chairman is Dr. Elias Ghanem. Commissioners are Glenn Carano, Lorenzo Fertitta, Dr. Luther Mack, and Dr. James Nave. Our Executive Director is Mark Ratner. Physicians at ringside, Dr. Flip Pomansky, Dr. Charles Signorino, Dr. Margaret Goodman, and Dr. William Berliner. Timekeepers at the bell also keeping count of the knockdowns. We have Al Bisick and James Cavan. Introducing to you our 3 judges from ringside. First from Chicago, Illinois, Mike Gliena. From Las Vegas, Nevada, Bill Graham. And from Ventnor City, New Jersey, Joe Pasquale. Introducing to you at this time our referee in charge of this bout. Working in this is 122nd world title bout, Joe Cortez. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Junior Flyweight Championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the Las Vegas Hilton, it's showtime! Introducing to you first the challenger on my right. He is fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing white trunks with green and red trim, fighting out of Mexico City, Distrito Federal, Mexico. He weighed in at the junior flyweight limit of 108 pounds even. with the longest undefeated streak in boxing today. His record stands at 47 wins, no losses, 1 draw, with 35 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is moving up in weight and challenging for the title. Please welcome boxing's all-time great strawweight and minimum weight world champion, introducing the undefeated Ricardo Lopez. And his opponent across the ring is the defending world champion. On my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with white lettering, fighting out of and representing his home of St. Paul, Minnesota. He weighed in at a ready 107 pounds. His record stands at 14 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 6 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he is making the second defense of his title. Here is the defending IBF Junior Flyweight Champion of the world, introducing Steel Bill Grigsby.
All right, Lopez.
And now our referee in charge to give instructions, once again, Joe Cortez.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. There'll be la regla camerino. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. En una pelea limpia. These punches here, these fronts are a little high right here. This is still good right here. This is right here. All right, guys. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Una pelea limpia. Cut him up.
Will Grigsby, supported by a boxing stable of 7 uncles, all on his father's side. One uncle made the Olympic team. His older brother Richard, a fighter too. It's a family affair. Ricardo Lopez, 8 of his last 10 by KO, 14 KOs his last 18 fights, 17 of his 35 knockouts in 3 rounds or less, 5 in round number 1. He's never lost, pro or amateur. Lopez in the white, 87-0-1 all told. That lone blemish to Rosendo Alvarez, March of '98, the draw.
Great as Lopez is, that fight based on the rules, a headbutt came, they had to draw. I actually had Rosendo Alvarez ahead by a point. What a great fight the rematch was, though.
One thing I noticed from Grigsby's title win over Vorapin, Grigsby hit Vorapin with everything he had. Vicious punches, flush on the head. Vorapin momentarily dazed. He did not go down. Even Grigsby stepped back in astonishment. So I wonder how he can hurt Ricardo Lopez.
Right now he's not going to hurt him if he keeps on that bicycle. He's going to have to start doing a little fighting, at least throwing out a jab, something to indicate that he's in the boxing business.
Well, this is nothing unusual from Grigsby. He looks, at least at the beginning, to stay on the outside. That's what he did against Vorapin. Use his movement, his speed, make it a chess match. That may be good strategy, but it's not a crowd pleaser.
You know, Grigsby talked about being a natural 108 to 112, and yet he came in a pound lighter than 105-pound former champion.
And he's got to remember, this is for a world title. He's got to throw some punches, use his left jab, throw some combination. He does have good defense, but he has to engage in some offense with Lopez.
For those of you who have never seen Ricardo, you'll never see him without his guard up like that, including when he's waiting for the bell. He puts it up and he keeps it up. He is a very disciplined fighter.
And Lopez, you got to know, will eventually force the action, close the gap, work the body, draw Grigsby in so they can mix it up and make Grigsby feel his power.
All right, break!
He'll look to make it into a war, which is not Grigsby's kind of fight.
He'll start cutting off the ring soon. He's a very experienced fighter, and if it's anybody in boxing who knows how to cut off the ring, it's Ricardo.
Grigsby said, too, in all fairness, he said, I have to stay away from the uppercuts. If I can't get out of the way of the uppercuts, he said, I won't be able to win the fight. He is vicious on the inside, especially with that right uppercut.
Lopez has fought 303 rounds in his career. Grigsby a little over 90, so it's quite a difference in experience.
Grigsby talked about the fact he didn't think the experience would matter and that he's 10-dimensional and Lopez is 1-dimensional. You cannot go 47-0-1 with 35 knockouts and be 1-dimensional. That's just not possible.
I don't know too many people who are 1-dimensional, not even Primo Carnero. Somebody.
Grigsby's trainer Dennis Presley said the main thing his fighter has to do is avoid the uppercut. He got that right. Lopez has a very good uppercut. And Grigsby said, yeah, Lopez has power, but it's against guys who are 100 pounds. Grigsby may find out otherwise this evening.
A nothing round, which Lopez won by just punching light.
Nah, you gave him that one. You gave him the first one. All right? You can't give him no rounds. Can't give him no rounds. That's what they're sitting there waiting on. Come on, you got to put something on it. Everything he's coming with is wild. You got to go inside it. You got to stop. You got to put some punches together. You got to trust yourself. Got your head down looking at the floor. You got to bend them knees and get... Ya lo tiene tan rápido. No, sí es rápido, pero cierra los ojos.
He's fast. He said, yeah, he's fast, but you're
rápido,
cutting in the space.
Movimientos defensivos muy interesantes tú que le matan esa velocidad.
He says it's very interesting that you cut the space. You've got speed.